Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at the patch notes for UzuKee's relaunch of Eternal Battlegrounds. The game did launch before back in August with a different style of combat, but since then the game is closed and reopened with a new combat system that will hopefully keep players happy. I'm just going to get straight into it, going down from the update log. First up is the new champions. We have 3 characters joining the roster, with Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Naruto from Naruto, and Goku from Dragon Ball. I'll be going over Jotaro first. Jotaro is a champion that uses his stand ability, the Big Purple Man, aka Star Platinum, to damage his opponents. He can punch them really fast with his stand barrage, poke their eyeballs out with Star Finger, punch them really hard with Payback, teleport behind them with Time Blitz, and punch people to the ground with his passive. His awakening consists of kicking people really fast with aura kicks, throwing a whole harpoon at the opponent with harpoon, punching people really hard with the Skull Crusher, and stopping time for a moment with Time Stop. This kit for Jotaro is really fun. You hit him with the old up tilt into Star Finger, into Stand Barrage, into Lunge into Payback, and it's over for him. Everything on Jotaro is very smooth and this kit flows well. I think that Star Finger can be a little bit hard to parry, but other than that he's good. In main game service though, if there's a lot of Jotaros, it can get really annoying because like 4 of them could pop Awakening and then they could all time stop and just pause your game for 40 seconds and then you just die. Same thing goes for 2v2s as well. Other than that, he's really fun. I couldn't be happier with him. Now for Naruto. I'll be honest here, I haven't really watched this show, but I think that his base form can be really fun to play. Naruto uses what I believe is called chakra, and that's how he gets his like clone jutsu guys in the show, I think. I don't know. But he has a bunch of clones and big blue balls to get his opponents. Naruto has a clone grab, which grabs anyone directly in front of him. He has Rasengan, a big blue ball of chakra that he punches people with, a clone throw that propels Naruto directly into his opponent, and Rasen Shuriken, a big spiky ball of chakra that Naruto throws at his opponent. With his awakening, Naruto becomes an angry, edgy furry. I don't know how else to describe it. In this state, he can slash through loads of people with his claw combo, throw rocks at his opponent with Rampage, throw some weird red goo things at his opponent with chakra arms, and make a big old beam with Beast Bomb. I like Naruto's base kit more than his awakening kit. I don't know what it is about it, man. I just like hitting people with the good old up tilt, clone throw, Rasen Shuriken. Out of the 3 new characters, I think Naruto got the short end of the stick. A lot of his moves feel really snappy compared to the more like fluidness of most other characters, and I think that kind of brings him down on the character tier list for me. I think that if they tweaked it a bit, I'd use him a bit more. I also think that his chakra arms can come out a little bit too fast for people to react, but maybe that's me and my old man reflexes. And finally, Son Goku. Boy, do I have some stuff to say about you! Let's not get ahead of ourselves though, let's go over his kit first. Goku is a martial artist who uses a life energy called Ki to get a lot of his power. He has a Ki beam that he can shoot at his opponents. His Meteor combination split into 2 moves called Meteor Crash, where he performs a barrage of punches on his opponent, and Meteor Strike, where Goku teleports behind his opponent, slamming them down to the ground. He has his Dragon Fist ability, which uppercuts the opponent. And finally, his passive, Kaioken, which upon parrying gives Goku a damage boost until he whips a move. Goku has multiple awakenings compared to every other champion who only has 1. He can go into Super Saiyan God, where he gains a Spirit Bomb, Super Saiyan Blue, where he gains God Beam, a souped up Ki blast that does much more damage, and Ultra Instinct, where he gains Divine Beam, a souped up God Beam that you really can't do anything about. In a vacuum, he seems pretty fine, but there are some other issues that he has that makes him incredibly annoying to fight against. But we're gonna talk about that later. Next up, the new main arena. The main game transformed from a big map with a bunch of buildings to fight in to a minigame type of thing similar to ABA. There's 3 new minigames: Free For All, King of the Hill, and Team Deathmatch. There's also 4 new maps: Dio's Mansion, the Cell Games Arena, LDF Forest for some reason, Sherlin Eren Yeager isn't coming, and the Corrida Coliseum. I don't really have anything to say about these game modes. They're fine, I guess. I think the maps are a bit blocky, but I think that's because of the destruction physics in the game. I'm more of a 1v1 player anyway, so I don't really use main game. I don't really have an opinion. Now for the combat rework. Like Uzu said, the game is no longer parry based. Woohoo! Yay! Let's all rejoice! I'd say that the combat's more something like Uzu's other game, Your Bizarre Adventure. Hell, the new Blitz move is pretty much the exact same. But don't worry, they didn't make it Your Bizarre Battlegrounds. They did add the combo extender, the lunge. I think it's just an okay move. I mean, it's pretty good if you land it, but good luck. The hitbox for it kind of comes out a little late, and it's really obvious to see, so you're pretty much only going to have to do it if you're already in a true combo. I'm personally more of a fan of the parry-based combat that the game had pre-closure, but I think that the combat style that the game has now is also perfectly fine. I think the game before had too high of a skill floor, so that was kind of like stopping people from actually playing the game. So hopefully now that people can just go in and actually be able to play the game off rip, we should be fine. But that's just my 2 cents. 1v1s were also changed. Now there's a cool little 1v1 leaderboard, and not to brag or anything, but I've hit number 1 a couple of times. Leaderboard doesn't really do anything. It's just some numbers by your name if you're in the top 300. There's also a new code, oh yeah. It gives you Jotaro and 2,000 coins. That should be able to get you most of the characters in the game, but I'm not even sure if it'll be active by the time that the video gets out. There's also some new skins. I'll plop them on screen for you guys so you can gawk at them for a bit. Now that the rest of the update log is out of the way, let's talk about Goku. He is everywhere. No matter where you go, you will see his face. But I went over his kit earlier, yeah? It doesn't seem like anything too extraordinary, no, because it isn't. Not in his base kit, anyway. It's his awakenings that make him truly despicable. Spirit Bomb is just a free 30 damage sphere that, unless you just so happen to awaken right before the Spirit Bomb hits you, you're just kinda done. God Beam is also very difficult to avoid since Goku teleports behind you right before he does it, giving you a very brief window of opportunity to block it. And Divine Beam is so big that even if you run halfway across the map, it'll still hit you. No way of countering it, by the way, pure skill. So if you're just somewhere like main game, you'll always see at least 2 Gokus farming damage so they can win during FFA and TDM. Since all of the moves listed, they can just hit everyone on the map. Your Ki Beam, your Spirit Bomb, your God Beam, your Divine Beam, those will hit everyone. As long as you line it up correctly, which shouldn't be an issue considering you're in main game, everyone's going to be in their own mini 1v1. By the time the game is, say, 30 seconds from over, the Gokus will very much so have over 1.5k damage. Meanwhile, characters like Tanjiro or Luffy are struggling to push 800. Not to mention that whenever you go into Super Saiyan God or Blue, you heal from it. And yeah, I know, every other champion heals on Awakening as well, and Goku heals for less compared to them, but because Goku has multiple transformations, he gains Awakening faster because he doesn't need as much. So even if you manage to do decent damage, he'll always be able to just heal it back, because they didn't make it so that when Super Saiyan God or Blue runs out, the Awakening bar does as well. So he can just keep juggling Super Saiyan God, and you're just done, because you'll have to do like upwards of 1,000 damage just to hurt the thing. Good luck doing that in main game, by the way. Always gonna be like 4 people jumping you. Now that rambling's over, what did I think of the update overall? It's pretty decent. There's some problems on Lodge like Invisible Goku, but I think they were patched, and outside of Goku, the game's in a really fun state. I'd recommend it. But if you do decide to play the game, please click on the help tab right below the update log. I don't want to see people coming in here going straight to main game and then whining because they don't know nothing because they decided to just skip everything. Other than that, I think I'm done here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.